his tank. I've got the sign on there. Good enough. Throw in the controls. Two. Yep.
You actually put it on the right.
Yep. Clear prop.
Here we go. Golf Foxtrot, one way vacated. Panshanger radio, Golf Bravo, Oscar Mike Papa, requesting airfield information and radio check.
Mike Papa, Radio 5, the runway unit is 29, right hand circuit advisory QNH is 1017.
1017 and 29 right hand Golf Mike Papa. Get out. What's that? You want to set it to QNH, shall we?
Yeah. It's about 2 millibars out, mate, but that's good. If you set it to 250, I'm happy.
Cool. Okay. Where are we? Put this up. Okay. Let's get to the runway.
If you go straight down that way, mate, we'll avoid any sort of collision risk.
Golf Whiskey Golf, overhead, descending dead side.
Golf Whiskey, clear downwind, climbing to the overhead.
Hey, tell me if you find a ginger one.
Say again?
So tell me if you find a ginger one.
I will. Golf Foxtrot lining up runway 29. Okay, brakes are set. Throttle 1200. Fuel selector is on right. Throttle 2000.
Change the tanks to the left. Always, because then you know whether they're both working. It makes logical sense, doesn't it? If we change it now, you do the run-up checks on the other tank, you know that they're both working. Happy days.
Yeah, very
If
good.
one stopped working, we got the other one we can use. So.
Golf Whiskey Golf, turning crosswinds runway 29.
Check. Vacuum, it's 5. Throttle idle. Okay, door closed and latched.
I'll do it in a minute, mate. That's too hot.
Fuel selector on the left. Go back to the right.
No, leave it on the left.
Leave it left.
Yeah.
Engine gauges. All good. Flight instruments set.
Follow the checklist.
Probes on. Fuel pump on. Primer is locked. Mixture is rich. Flaps are set. Trim set. Rolls.
Skipping items in the checklist and going on to something that isn't the next item is the easiest way to miss something on the checklist.
Yeah.
So if you have it in your hand, you might as well follow it step by step, because then you won't forget anything.
Right, okay.
Alright?
Put this through.
Yeah, you're okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Golf might have a holding short 29. Make sure there's nothing coming over the trees. Good. Line up. Golf might have a lining up runway 29.
Golf Foxtrot downwind, right 429, touch and go.
End up. 29 on the compass. 9. DI. Let's go. Golf might have a rolling 29.
Golf Whiskey Golf, heading final runway 29. Full stop.
Passing, aren't we?
Yeah, what you can do is go around the back side of the village, so around the left side of the wood if you like, western side.
Right.
Up to kind of the water tower and then off, we're good. So just leave it come out a little bit further so you don't go over the wood. It's all housed in they're big houses, so they've got...
Golf Foxtrot final 294, touch and go.
Golf might have departing the circuit. It's heading 030, climbing 2,300 feet.
Golf
Whiskey Golf, runway vacated.
There we go, just pop it around a little bit to the right for a second, just to get outside the leading zone, and then
Smith, fuel and Whiskey Golf. Negative, I'm going to leave by the pump.
Ooh, we got a bit of traffic.
nice.
Oh, no, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fine. Back to 030 now, that's good. Can level off there, mate, be perfect.
Panshanger Radio, Golf Oscar Lima, Echo Whiskey.
Golf Lima Whiskey, welcome to Panshanger, runway is 29, right hand circuit, advisory gear C1008.
Roger, second, runway 28, 1008, Golf Echo Whiskey.
29, right hand circuit.
Roger, 29, right
Let's put the
hand, Golf
aircraft in
Echo
level
Whiskey.
flight.
We join overhead.
We're still climbing, noses up, horizons under the dashboard. Okay, so now I want you to descend back down again, so we're about to enter controlled airspace, so let's go back down to 2-3. Doesn't want to go down.
Doesn't it?
Terrible, mate.
Golf Foxtrot, downwind, right forward, 29, touch to go.
Okay, now put it into level flight. So where's your straight and level altitude? Where should the nose be?
Should be around about 3 degrees.
But can you see the horizon now?
Just.
Let's
Oh.
go back down again. You should be about 3 fingers or so, 2 to 4 fingers. So the nose really should be about there, mate, for level flight.
2-2.
Alright, so let's give me a turn to the left onto westerly heading.
And Golf Echo Whiskey is downwind, runway 29. Golf Foxtrot, final 294, touch to go.
Excellent, and then back round to the right onto east. Okay, so height sufficient. Keep the turn going on to about sort of south somewhere. Height sufficient, airframe's clean, fuel pump doesn't need to be on, mixture is rich, car seat's on. Security, you're strapped in, engine T's and P's all look good and the car seat is on. Location is suitable. Height is good. So when you exit the turn, I want you to demonstrate a clean stall to me, recovery on my command, okay?
Okay. Copy, Tom.
Hang up, Echo Whiskey on final 29.
Okay, recover.
Level off again at 2000 and turn the car feed off when you're ready. Full power, you only get full power if you have the car feed old, isn't that right?
Yes.
The car feed reduces your RPM, yeah? There we go. Alright, let's see how you get on.
Thanks.
What's that? You're looking at the instruments, mate. It's VFR flying. We need to look outside. Your recovery is done almost solely on the instruments in front of you. Just level off there. Got the power set the attitude, nose is too high.
Drop downwind right 429, touch and go.
Crossland Water Barton, overhead East Park, altitude 1000 states. Repeat request joining information.
Let's get it into level flight, mate, so take hands off for a second, but just relax.
27 left, circuit right on the USA.
Nose needs to be about there. Set it there, see what happens. Alright?
Yep.
So you can see now it's in level flight. There's G relaxing with the aircraft. Let the aircraft do the flying, because otherwise you're going to burn yourself out.
Constantly
Trying to fly it
training,
all the time, because it doesn't work like that. Okay, so now I want you to demonstrate to me a base to final turning stall, okay? Recovery on the first line of the stall.
Okay, so it's copy on. Use power. Stay to flat.
Then we want to leave the power there, not on idle, but about 1500 or so. Then I want you to turn to the right about 20 degrees, 15-20 degrees of back, okay? Ease the nose up.
Never get this to stall.
Pull back. Okay, level off there. Okay, now I want you to slow the aircraft down. Actually, no, I'm going to demonstrate to you something, mate. Okay? I have control for a second. Let's just point ourselves away from standstill a bit. So what I'm going to endeavour to do is, if you look at there, we're at 2,200 feet. Take the flap out as well, that'll help. And what we're looking for is to let the aircraft stabilise, and I'm going to slow the aircraft down in level flight. Okay? But I'm not going to be able to see the instruments. So now we have the aircraft at about, what? Happy with there at 2,000 feet, airspeed about 95 knots, as you'd expect. Alright?
Yep.
So what I want to do now is I want to slow the aircraft down to 70 knots and maintain 2,000 feet. But unfortunately I don't have the instruments to do that. So car beat goes on, I can reduce the power back a bit, and as I do so, I'm going to start to raise the nose. And then what I want to do is select a nose attitude which is going to maintain 70 knots, or 76, sorry, which is about there. I know that the power setting should be about 1850, 1900 RPM. And I've now got the aircraft happily trimmed at what I believe is to be about 76 knots, and okay, I climbed 80 feet.
Very
Alright?
clever.
It's not magic, mate. I promise you it's not magic. It's a simple case of looking outside. It makes it so easy. If we look at the instruments, we chase the instruments. So if I look, see the nose attitude is there, right? That's a 76 knot attitude. But if I now lower the nose to there, nothing's happened on the instrument, has it? Now it's starting to change, about 5 seconds later.
Yeah.
So if I'm working on the instrument, I'm working 5 seconds behind what's actually going on in the aircraft.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So outside is real time, it's what's happening right now. If I set it to where I want it, hold it there, then I know what I'm going to get. Once you get to know the type of aircraft you're flying now, between the fleet aircraft, or the sort of Archers and stuff, they change a little bit between them, but they don't change by very much. Okay, so the power setting will always be around there, and that attitude will always be about right for around 76 knots.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So what you want to get into is getting yourself a step ahead, and that's by looking outside and setting it here. So when you go to level up from a climb, you did the majority, probably 80% of it on here, and 10 or 15% looking outside here.
Right.
So what you find is if you reverse that trend and put 80 or 20, 15, 20% on here, and 80% outside, you'll do it far quicker and far easier.
Right.
And when
So
you trim the
up
aircraft, you're trimming it on outside.
Okay.
So you need to be looking outside all the time, but very same with a turn. Set the bank angle up, we then put the back pressure there, and then we check our instruments to make sure everything's where we want it. So it makes flying very easy. Now if I want to speed up again, I'm going to maintain 2,100 feet. I'll simply add the power to about there. Immediately now, I'm going to start to lower the nose. Okay, holding the attitude about there looks good to me. I'm going to trim the aircraft out of traffic in on 12 o'clock. I'm now going to reduce the power a little bit, or retrim the aircraft if I need to, and
Golf, Foxtrot, down
hopefully now you'll see that the aircraft is at about 95, 100 knots, and we've descended quite a lot because I'm sitting a bit lower in my seat than I'm used to. Okay?
Okay.
So there's the attitude there. So what you find is that you can do it very easily looking outside.
Yeah.
And also you see things like that aircraft going past us which you may not have spotted should we have been focused entirely on the instruments. Okay, so what I want you to do is that you now know where the attitude is for 70 knots.
Yep.
You know what the power setting is. I want you to do exactly the same thing that I just did.
Right. Okay. So we're keeping it level. And now
So, if we
you've
look at the, you've got 1,800 feet there, 1,850, and you've got about 90 knots. So I'll beat on, reduce the power to about 1,800 or 1,900. Start to raise the nose slightly. Do it too quickly and you'll start to climb, so... But that's about the right place there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So hold it there.
Add a bit
Trim the aircraft. Might need to add a little bit more power now. That's perfect there. Leave it there. Alright. Now you have it trimmed. Hands off.
Okay.
What do you reckon, mate? You're 2 knots slow and you're about 100 feet high.
So in which case you need to use a little bit less power.
No, not necessarily. Well, yeah, if you wanted to descend, yes. But what I'm saying is that you've got the attitude perfect. It's just whilst you were transiting it, you did it, you just kind of came up a little bit because there's a bit of momentum in the aircraft as you ease back. My point is that you've got it within 2 knots of the airspeed you were looking for. But you didn't know the airspeed because you weren't looking at it.
Exactly.
You did it out here.
That's how you VFR.
And it's very easy.
It is, yeah.
And it's straightforward. And you find now that you're 1 step ahead of the aircraft instead of being a step behind.
Okay.
Alright?
Yep.
So I want you to work on that. We'll leave that up there for the time being. We'll go back and join the circuit. And that's what I want you to work on. Every time you see yourself looking at the instrument, pinch yourself, tell you to look outside.
Right.
Alright?
Okay.
So if you want to speed back up again. Lower the nose and select the
Golf,
altitude.
Foxtrot, on final 294, just go.
The nose has popped up again, let's push it forward. Push it forward a little bit more. There you go. Hold it there now. Just hold it there and then trim. As soon as you finish trimming, take your hand off the control to check the fine trimming. There you go. So now we look in here and we notice that you climbed 50 feet. The airspeed's good.
All because we've been looking out the front, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to set QFE. I want you to descend to 1,000 feet, but you don't know where 1,000 feet is, so I'll tell you when you're getting there.
Right.
Alright.
Okay.
Pre-descent checks, which are written here if you need them. Fuel will stay on the left for the time being. Mixtures rich, fuel pump on. Okay, seat backs are out, tray table stowed, electronics turned off, yeah, blah blah blah, let's go down. Always carpet for full power. Panshanger Golf, Mike Pampers at Watermark Stone, sending to join on a right base, runway 29.
QFE 1008, 1 in the circuit in upwind.
1 in the circuit, 1008, Golf, Mike Pamper. About 500 feet to go. Happy with where you are?
Yep. I'm taking a distance from.
Yeah, and you got the T-shape word, yeah?
No one in the circuit.
He's alright, we'll be in front of him. There you go, carpet's cold. Then look at that, add the carpet, add the power, let your hand off the control. Hand off the control. That's about the power setting you had. Aircraft levels itself out. Again, you didn't have to do much, did you? You just went at the right point, you went carpet to cold. 50 feet to go, you added the power. Done. Perfect. My Papa's right base 29. Okay, radio is now yours.
Golf Foxtrot, downwind right 429, touch and go.
We have our instruments back yet?
What's that?
We have our instruments back yet?
No. What I want you to do is set the attitude to about there, hold it there and trim. Okay, so we're a little bit slow, lower the nose a bit. Set it there, hold it there, and trim it. Okay, so it's turned a bit towards the runway, and now you know the picture that you need to maintain 76 knots. So now you take a picture of that and put it in your head. Next time you come round it won't be any different.
Golf my final, 29, touch and go.
Now if you look, happy days, it stays there, but you don't need to keep checking it. Well, you do on final, you should reference it on final, you should go runway airspeed, runway airspeed. But the picture doesn't change, the airspeed shouldn't change.
Must admit, it's the first approach I've done with our instruments.
Yeah.
Golf Foxtrot on final for full stop landing.
is set the dashboard to just so the dashboard is just above the horizon.
Just above the horizon.
So level there. So the horizon is just below the dashboard, if you like, about a little bit lower. About there, I'd say. Hold it there, hold it there. Airspeed, a little bit on the low side, so we need to set it there. Happy with that? Yep. Now it will maintain 76. So now you know the picture to climb with 2 stages of flap. Drop the flap, raise the nose, select a new attitude. Tell me when you think you got it right, and we'll have a look at the airspeed. Pull it out. There. That looks good to me. Bang on, mate. You see? Amazing, isn't it?
It's good.
So what you're doing is that you know where you want the aircraft, and what you're using the instruments for is confirmation of what you already know before you look at it, rather than flying from them. Alright, we'll do one more circuit with that up, and then we'll take it away and I'll give you the instruments back.
Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot runway vacated.
Come a little bit more to the right to slot through the gap there, and now lower the nose and level out there. That's it, now select again your straight and level attitude.
Cool, final downwind, 29, touch go.
Okay, the nose is still a bit high, so lower it just a touch. That's better there, isn't it? So hold it there and trim. Very nice. Alright. I mean, that was without instrument. 50 feet off your altitude. Freedom. There we go. Now again, hold the nose. When you do that, hold it there.
Hold it there.
Okay, and then you won't get all that kind of big balloon. Because if you're looking straight ahead, you just set the flap in and you just push as you do it. Then you lower the nose a bit there to the picture that we had before.
Yep.
And now trim. Go on, trim a little bit more. Alright, happy with that? Yep. Let's have a look. Wow, mate. 3 knots. Coming together, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Good stuff.
Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot lining up runway 29. Panshanger Radio November 47494 inbound via Brookman's Park. Request airfield information.
47494, welcome back. 29 right hand and use the advisory Q FE 1008.
Happy days, see you in a minute.
Golf Mike Alpha final, 29, touch go.
Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot holding short, runway 29. Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot lining up runway 29.
Panshanger Radio, Golf Bravo, November 00, request airfield information and radio check. Golf Sierra Solo,
1017, runway 29 right hand, Golf Road verified as well.
So now, don't look at the instrument, but set the attitude that you know is right, and then double check the instrument to check it's what you already know. Yeah?
I think it's almost go for now, really down.
A little bit more to the right, mate.
4 miles to the north of 100 stone,
when you're ready.
request for information for landing. 1008, 29, right hand, and 2 aircraft in the circuit. Right hand, 1008, KFB will be joining overhead for runway 29 to land.
That's lovely there.
You got one aircraft in upwind and the other one just taking off. Copy that. Okay, radio, Golf Bravo 2, Golf radio check and airfield information. Mikey, we're using 29 right hand circuit, the QNH 1017 and your reliability is 5.
29 right hand, 1017 and 5. Also, always good to hear you.
Downwind 29, touch and go.
So this time when you're setting up, you're going to select the car piton, you're going to reduce the power looking outside, not looking inside, holding the picture. You're then going to reach down, select 2 stages of flap and keep the picture the same, so keep the eyes outside all the time. The only time they flick in is to check that the airspeed is in the white arc, which it should be anyway. Right. Okay, and look over the nose as you roll into the turn to set the correct attitude.
Golf Foxtrot, downwind right for 29, touch and go.
Now, does that feel more comfortable?
Yeah.
A little better?
Much better.
That's more in control, isn't it? I know, I barely felt the flaps go in. If I had my eyes closed, I probably wouldn't have felt it. Whereas last time when they put it in, it goes...
Yeah, I believe.
The last approach was a little bit low over the trees and the hedge. I'd like you to be a touch higher than that.
Okay.
And we'll keep the 2 stages of flap in. Last, you added the 3rd stage. I wasn't quite sure. But you felt a bit high.
Yeah, just a little bit high on base.
Alright.
November 494 is descending dead side for 29. Golf Mike Papa final 29, touch and go.
Golf Sierra Zulu, ready for departure, 29, holding.
November 494 is going to be joining downwind for 29.
Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot final for touch and go.
Papa Hotel is overhead descending on the dead side.
Golf Sierra Zulu lining up 29. Golf Sierra Zulu rolling 29. November 494 is final 293 green.
My Papa, downwinds 29, touch and go.
Just allow you to aim a little bit more towards the leftish side of the runway, okay?
Okay.
And when you get into the flare, just try a little bit of right rudder and a little bit of lean to the left. And a little bit of crosswind blowing you into the sort of right side of the runway. Go Papa Hotel is curved wind 2937, contact with air traffic on downwind.
494 runway vacated.
Fox is visual too.
Go Papa Hotel will be heading late downwind 29 behind Foxtrot, contact with Sierra Zulu turning crosswind.
Sierra Zulu have visual with you climbing to the overhead.
Whiskey Golf holding short runway 29.
Whiskey Golf lining up runway 29 broad medium. Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot late downwind, right for 29, touch and go.
Papa Hotel is extending downwind for traffic separation.
Hello, Golf Bravo Mike, Delta ready check.
Sierra Delta 5.
Oh, 35, thank you, Golf Delta.
Golf My Papa, final 29, touch and go.
Golf Foxtrot on final.
Golf Whiskey, Golf Crosswind and departure to the north. Father, turning finals, long finals tonight for touch contact ahead. Golf Foxtrot finals now with tonight, touch contact. Golf Zulu departing to the bell.
Panshanger, Golf Tango, Oscar Roman November's in the parking lot and taxiing for 29. Roman November, Roger, runway 29 right hand and the advisory QNH 1017. 017, we're on, we're taxiing 29. Okay, mate, we'll do a full stop on this one, mate, but when you pull the power, let me have it for a second, I'll just come around the corner. When you pull the power out, over the top of the trees, either try leaving it in a little bit longer, but when you pull the power out, you're starting to hold the nose up and you're bleeding off by 10 knots of airspeed before you get to the flare. Right. So then when you enter the flare, the aircraft's very wallowy. So just try sort of try alleviating that by either leaving the power in a little bit longer, or when you ease the power out, allow the nose to sink to maintain the airspeed. And then flare as you wish, but you'll find that you'll need to leave the power. You'll find that you'll need to leave the power a little bit later. Yeah. Because when you pull the power out and you let the nose sink, you're going to come down a bit sort of too soon. Right. So just leave it. You're quite close to the trees coming in, so leave the power in a little bit longer. A little bit longer. And I want you to try and pick up when you're a bit lower, because you're adding a bit of power sort of 200 or 300 feet out when you see that you're low. Right. So try and pick it up a bit earlier if you see that there's, well, you want a tiny gap between the top of the trees and the hedge, if you like. Flight Papa's there, downwind right hand 29, full stop. Okay? Okay. Could be about trim.
Papa Hotel, runway back 8 is back to parking. Golf Delta, ready for departure, holding short, runway 29.
Golf Foxtrot downwind right 429, touch and go.
So you're drifting out a little bit, so let's turn in towards the runway and touch more.
29, next device.
Turn hands off for me. See the nose popping up a bit? I just need to retrim it a bit more. So make sure it's really nicely trimmed, because it makes your job easier. Yeah. That picture you've got now is perfect, so hold it like that. Don't let it go any lower.
Cool, final 29 for full stop.
Golf Foxtrot on final for full stop landing.
Set out crosswind, departure to north.
Now nose down the runway, like that. Alright?
Golf map on the runway, okay.
Okay, so I want you to try and keep that speed on a little bit more. That was much better that time. But you want to keep the aircraft lined up with the runway, so we said crosswind technique.
Yeah.
You did a bit of crosswind landings 2 lessons ago and the lesson before that as well, I think. So just keep that nose pointed down the runway. Use your feet, looking at the end of the runway, use your feet, and then lean the aircraft a little bit into the wind.
Okay.
How do you feel, mate?
Yeah, good.
You fancy doing one on your own?
Yeah, I think I could do it. I
Okay.
think I could do it.
I think, well, you know. I know you could.
I know I can do it.
I know you could do it. I don't think you could do it. So, look, just work on those points. Just keep those points in mind. Just to, you know, your skills are all there, very nice. All right. So you've got yeah, it's all nice and safe, mate. Just keep a little bit of a wide berth of the trees.
Right.
All right. Panshanger Radio Golf Mike Papa is to become student Golf Mike Papa for 1 solo circuit. Full stop landing. So what I want you to do is a couple of things. Got me off here. A little bit further.
Rolling 29.
You can point it down there, it's fine. There's no. Just
So
go a little bit beyond the
the
gap.
whole 29 and loaning up.
So I want you to put student in front of your call sign. So student Golf Mike Papa. So everyone will know you're on your own. And if you have anything, just give us a call on the radio. I'll be have the handheld and I'll be out in the micro to watch you.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So
Is there anything major that will be different when you're on your own, or apart from the fact you won't have anyone to talk to?
you won't have anyone to talk to or tell you off. The aircraft will feel a lot lighter, so it'll get off the ground faster.
Right.
All right. So just be aware of it. It might just sort of jump into the ground as opposed to actually.
Golf, Foxtrot, passing to runway 29.
And it might feel it'll get into the air a bit faster, but apart from that, it'll be very, very similar. It will climb a little bit better.
Will it think a bit quicker without?
No,
It'll be
it'll
the same.
be the same. It'll feel quite similar in the. Okay.
Okay.
It's never it's never too late to go around. If you're not happy or you feel uncomfortable, then just go around and try again. Okay. I just want 1 circuit with a full stop landing.
Right. Okay.
All right, mate. I just need to write down a couple of things and I'll do a quick check of the engine for you. Then I'll be out of your hair. Feel good? Feel comfortable?
I do.
14, 15.
Panshanger Radio, Golf Bravo Zulu Whiskey Golf, just 1 mile north of Watton on Stone, request airfield information.
Whiskey Golf, on use to 9 right-hand circuit, QNH 1006.
Change the tank for me.
1006 and 29 right-hand circuit.
Thank you, my papa.
Golf Foxtrot lining up runway 29.
Lovely, she's working nicely. All good?
Yeah.
Feel good, mate?
Just one question. I had a friend that did a solo a few weeks ago, and he said, try and stick in a third stage because you will land. You just have to feel it on the
No,
road.
I prefer you. Just feel it on, your approaches are, in general, they're on the low side, so I'd rather you stay with 2 stages. But if you get high and you feel you need it, then use it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need to be used now.
Right.
You've got plenty of runway there. You're getting down early on the runway anyway, so you've got plenty there. Alright?
Okay then.
Happy?
Happy. 100%. Thank you.
Enjoy it, and I'll see you when you get back.
Golf Whiskey Golf will join extended right base runway 29.
Foxtrot Hotel, also clear to the northeast. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Have a good flight. Check handheld.
Student Golf Mike Papa holding short 29. Student Golf Mike Papa lining up 29.
Golf Foxtrot, downwind, right for 29, full stop landing.
Student Golf Mike Papa rolling 29.
Whiskey Golf, turning final runway 29, full stop.
Golf Foxtrot, final for full stop landing.
Student Golf Mike Papa downwind 29 for full stop.
Golf Bravo Mike Delta over 1 to the north of Water and Stone, we'll be going overhead to runway 29 1007. Golf Whiskey Golf runway 29.
Golf Foxtrot, runway vacated.
Student Golf Mike Papa, final 29 for full stop. Student Golf Mike Papa, runway vacated.
Well done there, Michael. Congratulations, that was a very nice landing.
Thank you very much.
Golf take off overhead, descending dead right.
I'll make that exercise 14 complete. Only do it once.
Golf going crosswind for runway 29. Delta late downwind, runway 29, full stop.
fancy that?
I definitely won't. You're right, it does climb, crazy climb, doesn't it? It doesn't like
You wouldn't think I looked that big.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Who's up for a liquid lunch?
Any wish, yeah.